Hello, everybody. This is Lee Hill, your hair coach, coming back to you this week, giving you some videos, hopefully helping you to take care of your hair, to understand the value of your hair and the importance of your hair. Don't forget that I'm going to have two links. DearHairLoss.com is going to give you a free training that's going to talk to you about the courses I only have one course so far, but a course that we have that if you're experiencing hair loss and you're trying to get your hair back, that you can restore your hair. Believe it or not, out of my I thought it was 22 years, but out of my 25 years of career in the hair industry as a licensed cosmetologist, 90% of you that are experiencing hair loss can restore your hair back. Believe it or not. It's just a matter of educating yourself and realizing that, oh my gosh, I can start restoring my hair back. The longer you wait, the worse that situation can get, and it can turn permanent. So check out that free video. It's DearHairLoss.com. I'm going to add the link. I'm also going to add the link for your local dermatologist in your area. It's a link that I think it's dermatologist. Don't have me remember that. So I'm going to add that link as well. And also, if you have any questions, you can go to info at DearHairLoss.com. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them for you discreetly. And you can put your questions here. I had someone ask a question recently. I'm going to do the next video on it now. Now, the topic of today is the easiest ways that you can lose your edges. And you don't even realize it. This first one, you don't even realize that you're losing your edges. And this is called inflammation. Now, a lot of times you see me do videos and I'm talking about the food that you eat because that causes inflammation. As a cosmetologist for many, many years, one of the things I had problems with my hands and different things. And I used to always say, because I do a lot of blow dries and sew-ins and hair replacement, different things like that, I always assumed that that's why my hands were in so much pain, especially when the wintertime comes. But when I actually went to a physician, they were like, you have a lot of inflammation in your body. And I was like, what? And one of the major things, I promise you guys, I know you're like, no. When I changed my diet, the inflammation went. I don't have pains or aches in my hands or my knees. I don't have those pains anymore. And I thought it was hereditary because my mom was like, well, your grandpa had arthritis, that's arthritis, which that could contribute. However, that wasn't the case. So inflammation is one of the major things. Now, did you know that inflammation a lot of times we'll look and see, and I did a video on it where some of the signs that you're going to lose your hair permanently is you see the bumps and you see the redness and you see the scalp irritation. But a lot of times inflammation, that's why we talk about the foods we eat, it starts from the inside out. Okay, so you may not see the bumps or the redness or different things like that on your scalp. You may not even notice it. But the different hairstyles that you're doing, the different things that you're doing, as well as the food that you're eating, it starts actually in the epidermis. And what happens is, it's going to attack your hair follicles. It's going to slow down the production of the new hairs that's coming in. It's going to slow down the production, and you'll start seeing your hair as you go along, it's thinning out. That's one of the key points that we have to pay attention to. A lot of times, especially when it comes to our edges, a lot of times we're not even realizing that our edges are thinning out. It happens over time, right? And it's not just this one hairstyle, this one braid that I did. It's not that. It's over time. And a lot of times you're not going to see it because it's internal. So this is to take heed to the foods that we're eating as well as the hairstyles that we are doing. So inflammation plays a major role. If you notice a change in how I change my diet, I kind of do like, not necessarily vegan, but I don't eat any meat during the week, Monday through Friday. I try not to. By Friday, I'm like, I need meat, right? I need my chicken. But Saturdays and Sundays. So Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays, I do that. But for the most part, I cut out meat because I got tired of inflammation. I don't have any aches and pains in my hands. So inflammation is really, really big. Another one is tension. You're the ones that's getting, maybe you say, I'm going to get my hair a braid. You're going to do the braids. We know, right? And we also know a lot of times that stylists may braid the tiny braids right here on the edges, and they sew that wig on so it'll lay flat as possible and it'll look very natural. But that tension also can cause your hair over time to lose your edges. Okay, we're speaking about the edges, right? You can get traction alopecia anywhere in your hair, but we're speaking about the edges because did you know, if you paid attention, the texture of your hair kind of changes for a lot of us. Some people, they got it thick all the way through, but a lot of times the texture changes from the pivot point of your head back. It's thicker. But if you pay attention to the texture of it going forward, it's a lot finer. It's not as thick as that pivot point going back. So when you realize that, that means that blood flow, it moves differently. So you have to pay attention to it. So over time, tension, any type of braiding or anything that you know, and you're like, okay, this is one hairstyle. Because I just did something like that. I'm going to talk about it. I did something like that, and I was like dreading. I was like, okay, if you notice, I roller set my hair today. I took my extensions out. I had a ponytail, simple ponytail, but it had so much alcohol in it. It took me 5 washes to get that alcohol out of my hair, okay? And I was like, oh my gosh, you're teaching on this. Why are you, but I needed it because I have something big coming up, and that's probably gonna be something I'm gonna have to do a couple of times, right? Next is gels and edge control. Check out the edge control and the gels. I know we all use it. I love edge control. I only probably use edge control once a week. That's when I'm doing these videos. But I tend to look for edge control that has very little of alcohol in it. I don't use gels at all, even though they may say it's less alcohol. And it does have less alcohol. It may have parabens in them. I just don't want to wrestle with that. So I like my edge control. Affirm has an edge control. It's a wax. It's a dry wax. Affirm products. You can get it off of Amazon. But it looks like a deodorant, and it has a gold top to it. I wish I could show it. I may show it. But all you do, it's for like when you're doing updos and different things like that, and you don't want a water-based edge control. Affirm is pretty good in getting your hair to lay down, wax it, and it'll stay in place. So that's a good edge control that you can use. But edge control and gels, you have to be careful of that too. That can cause over time the thinning of your edges. Last and not least is head wraps. I know head wraps, your wigs, your lace fronts, all those different things can cause suffocation of your hair follicles. Yes. Okay. So, and of course, product buildup. If you're one of those people that take forever to wash your hair and you're always putting something in your hair, that also can cause, especially in the front of your head, the edges to thin out. So if you're one of those that like to tighten up and put your hair wraps on, and it looks cute with your dress or your outfit or whatever the case may be, you're cute. Or you're one of those that got to run to the store and don't want to do your hair, it's dry under there, you have not done anything, and you love your head wrap, you are one of those ones that are suffocating your hair follicles. Wigs, the same thing. You're maybe giving your hair a rest, which this hair here is actually dead hair. This is keratin. It's dead. But your hair follicles need you to pay attention and to take care of it. So if you're always putting something on the root of your hair, right? If you're always putting something on the root of your hair, you're suffocating that hair follicle, and you're going to notice the hair is going to start thinning right here, especially with head wraps as well. All right, we're not safe. All right, I am Lee Hill, your hair coach. I'll see you guys next video. Have a good one. Bye.